Was your mother emotionally immature, unstable? Her emotions are like a roller coaster in the home. You were responsible almost for keeping mom happy and dealing with her outbursts and all her feelings. If so, you very well could have Moon aspecting Neptune in the natal chart. Moon aspecting Neptune in the natal chart. Hi, I'm Jeremy Ryden, the birthday coach, saying you were born for more. You deserve more love, happiness, and success. And I help you do that with the secrets of astrology. You know, one of the roughest placements is Pluto aspecting the moon, known as the Hades moon. But many people don't talk about the other very tough moon placement, and that's Neptune aspecting the moon. Now, just a caveat, there's a lot of great things about Neptune aspecting the moon in your natal chart. Intuition, compassion, creativity. Rarely, though, do we hear the negative. And unfortunately, there is some serious negative side effects of having moon aspecting Neptune in the natal chart, even though Neptune is this wonderful spiritual planet. Why is that? Because moon can represent mother. And any of the outer planets, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, that are aspecting the moon really are bringing some aspect to the mother that is chaotic, unpredictable, and in some ways definitely not your natural, mature, stable mother figure. So when we have Neptune, which can be the planet of confusion, the planet of, not being realistic, and that's aspecting the moon, now we see a child that's raised by a mother that many times was unrealistic in her expectations, or she lived in a fantasy land, or she may have even done drugs, because Neptune is escapism. So the mother's escaping a lot of times. What is she trying to escape? She's trying to escape her motherly duties. She's not taking the duties of being a parent responsibly. Maybe she's idealized the idea of being a mom. I'm like, oh, I'm going to be a mom. How wonderful. And it was a great fantasy. But when the reality and the responsibility came, this is a mother that's like, oh, you know what? This isn't fun. This isn't like, this is too much work. And so she can, begin to not take her duties as a mother seriously. In fact, many times we see the children that have moon aspecting Neptune, they become parents of their mother. Now they're parenting the mother. What? They're trying to help her with the responsibilities. They're trying to keep her grounded. And so then a lot of times the mother's bucking up against the child because the mother doesn't want any responsibility, doesn't want to be grounded, doesn't want to be held accountable. And so the child can feel attacked. Many times when the mother's depressed, she's looking to the child to make her happy. She's looking to the child to entertain her. So now moon aspecting Neptune has to become the counselor for the mother, the comedian for the mother, the friend for the mother. Now, there's nothing wrong for many people that says that my mom's my best friend. Mom shouldn't be your best friend at 4 or 5 years old. Let me say that again. Mom shouldn't be your best friend. There should be a parental figure in your life. You shouldn't be responsible for being the counselor of your mother or your father, or being their best friend to uplift them and to hear their troubles. Children are not mentally capable to see all the problems and the stress of adulthood. But that moon aspecting Neptune many times means that you became the scapegoat of your mother's problems. She's blaming you for her problems. She's expecting you to take care of her problems. She is, dumping all of her emotional baggage onto you, thinking that you can heal her, because Neptune is a healing planet. My child will heal me. My child will make me whole. My child will love me unconditionally, right? Many mothers have children because they're looking for unconditional love, realizing having a child to make you feel more loved is not the answer, because you're just going to pass on your toxic, low self-esteem onto your children. Seek a therapist, seek a minister, read self-help, but using your children as a way of bolstering your self-esteem is not the way to do it. And so what happens is we see many children come up as adults with moon aspecting Neptune being codependent. being codependent, meaning they when they get in relationships, they lose themselves because they've been taught as a child that they're responsible for the significant other people in their life. They're the ones that has to take all the responsibilities. It's their fault if mommy's not happy. So therefore, when it's a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. When you get into a relationship, it's my responsibility to keep my partner happy. It's my responsibility to heal my partner. It's my responsibility to make everything fun. And so now you begin to realize that you can't even enjoy your relationship because you're becoming a martyr in it. And this happened in childhood because you were the martyr for your mother, her emotional tantrums, and that's Moon aspecting Neptune, mother having tantrums, right? And being ruled by emotions. And I love emotions. And I love Moon aspecting Neptune for a lot of things: compassion, spirituality, creativity, intuition. But I don't love the dark side of Neptune, the dark side of the Moon when Neptune is aspecting it, where it brings the confusion of, are these my emotions or are these my partner's emotions? Or is this my mom's emotions or am I acting, taking on mama's emotions, mama's baggage, mama's problems? So that's where we get this martyr complex with Moon aspecting Neptune. You feel like you got to save the people that are in your life. And so therefore you're picking unhealthy people. You're reliving mama issues, picking people that aren't realistic, picking people that are in the drugs or people that are emotionally immature, that can't love you back in an adult healthy way. And so if that's the case, we want to look at it. We don't want you, it's okay to minister to crazy. I don't want you marrying crazy. It's okay to minister, to help people that are damaged. I don't want you dating damaged people. Now, you can yell at me in the comments section if you got, because that Neptune part of you like, wait a minute, everyone's got issues. Wait a minute, everybody's got problems. Wait a minute, everybody needs help. Yes, but Neptune aspecting Moon, a lot of times you're going to take it too far to where you're hurting yourself, thinking I'm helping another. You want to be needed. You want to be healing. You want to be intuitive. You want to be inspiring, but you do it to your detriment, not in relationships. You can't trust your emotions in relationships because you have emotionally been taught, so many unhealthy things, responsible for so many unhealthy responses of other people. You're not responsible for the responses of other people. Hear that, Neptune aspecting Moon. You are not responsible for the responses of other people. And you need to take that off your plate. You need to take that off your shoulders. You need to take that. When you start getting weighed down because your partners are not happy, they're not healthy, and you feel like you're taking on that energy of not being healthy and feeling depressed and angry, you need to take a step back from the relationship and ask yourself, am I absorbing too much? Am I taking on too much responsibilities because I was taught as a young child that I was responsible for people's toxic emotions? So that I wouldn't expect your mother to change. Mama could be 80 years old and still, you got to make her happy. You got to take care of her problems. You got to fix things. And Neptune, you got to realize you're not your mother's keeper. You're not your parent's savior. You're not their therapist or their healer. You need to take a step back from that role and take back your own life, your own power. So that's the dark side of Neptune aspecting Moon. Some of you are going to be like, I had a wonderful mother. And if you did, I'm happy that you did. But there's going to be enough of you. The odds are in my favor. There's enough of you with aspecting Neptune that have issues with codependency, have issues with toxic relationships, and have issues because your mother made you feel responsible for her emotions. And her emotions were all over the place. They weren't stable. They weren't, they were unsteady. They were roller coaster. And many times they were toxic and escapism and not dealt in reality. And it's hard. It's hard to be responsible for someone else that's not dealing with the reality when it comes to what's going on in the house, what's going on in school, what's going on in the real world. All right, take the positive part of Neptune, though. Your inspiration, your creativity, your spirituality, your compassion. Take that to a high, healthy level. And man, you guys make some of the most compassionate counselors, teachers, motivational speakers, healers, and use that part of it. But make sure you're not becoming codependent, and make sure you're not staying in toxic relationships just because you've been trained to do that with your mom.